Welcome back, everyone, to Lady Arcader's Attract mode. Excuse me, I'm so excited. I'm choking. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for hanging out during the break. We had an ad break there, and remember, if you are a subscriber, all bits, subscriptions, and purchases through our coffee are put towards running events, tech, and hosting for Lady Arcaders, so we can continue having showcases exactly like this. And what is quote unquote this, you ask? Well, it's our next showcase. It's Metro Gravity, run by LaurieDBunnykins. I'm very excited to watch this one.
Hi, my name is LaurieDBunnykins, and welcome to Metro Gravity. If you have not seen this game before, oh goody, you're about to see this game. This is a really cool game, and there's a lot happening at once. It's kind of like a 3D Metroidvania with a lot of puzzle elements, which I'm very excited to get into. So I'm gonna start a new file. In this game, if I'm wearing a costume on one file and I start a new game, I'll be wearing it, even if I don't theoretically have it unlocked yet. So thank you all for voting in the chat poll for what costume I'm going to wear. Time is going to start as soon as I advance this text box here, which I accidentally did, but just start it now, I guess. I picked up something to point at my screen with when I said this text box right here, and dropped it on my keyboard.
Just got an in-game timer as well.
I meant to count down to advancing the text box. It is what it is. So this is, Metro Gravity. As you can see, it's got a really nice, low poly art style to it. And also, a lot of gravity mechanics. As soon as I get through these first couple rooms, we're going to be really introduced to concentration, which is just the toggle between whether I can flip gravity at any time by, landing on a surface, or if gravity is locked to whatever its current orientation is. This is really helpful because it allows me to do a lot of really cool stuff and just move as fast as I can. In this game, you're going to see me lock the gravity a lot because of the way that gravity works. When I'm in midair and gravity is unlocked, since I'm kind of getting pulled in a lot of directions, I can't really gain speed while falling. But when gravity is locked, I sure can gain speed while falling. And that's pretty good because we don't have any items right now. So the best way to navigate is just going to be, as you're going to see here, for example, I'm going to latch onto the wall to enter this tunnel and then fall down it. And that's going to be faster than walking through it normally. But we are going to get our first item here. This is going to be the gravity amulet. They allow us to create these gravity wells on any solid surface that has enough space to create one. And they're really useful because not only can they push objects around or alter their gravity, but they're also a good way for us to alter our gravity in midair. So you're gonna see me do some really, really silly stuff with that, as well as get into some of the first puzzles of this game with moving objects around with the gravity amulet. This game, I like to say, it kind of subscribes to the Portal style of puzzles, where you're given, you're told to do very simple physics puzzles with one of the most, very... Oh, I did something funny to this puzzle. I have to restart it. But you're told to do, very simple puzzles with very ridiculous, physics-breaking abilities, which I think is a really fun contrast. So I have to do this one. Did I do it correctly that time? Can I? Okay, there we go. And then I have to wait for that. There we go. I do a little bit of a skip in that puzzle by sitting the block on my... Oh, there I go. By sitting the block on my head. And that's really helpful because it genuinely skips a big part of the puzzle. Hi, peeps. Can you hear me?
Hi! Hello! I missed you.
So, as I said at the start of the run, I was, pointing at my screen with something when I said this text box is the one that I have to skip to start the run. And I think it might have landed not just on my keyboard to skip the text box prematurely, but on my mute hotkey.
That's what I figured. Hello.
Well, hi. So I've been talking about gravity a lot of the time. Mostly. That's what you missed.
Here's what you missed on gravity.
The gravity well is really good. You're seeing a lot of the, like, item manipulation. I need a parry to not die here. So to kind of catch up, because I was trying to fix my mic, I got the pocket mirror. The pocket mirror is our parry button, and this game has a lot of, like, parry combat, including these, like, rhythm gates that I have to parry to the rhythm to like, break them open.
That is so cool.
Yeah, this game, it really tests your polyrhythms, too, which I find very fun as someone who has done so much music and like when they shake it up. I did not mean to start a new file. I was trying to save and quit. I did one save and quit already, and I just hit the wrong button here. It's fine. Pretty much the thing about this run is we usually use the in-game time. And that makes saving and quitting really useful, because saving and quitting in this game is like... It saves, but it doesn't save your position, so you'll keep any item you collected when you save and quit, but you will get sent back to your last checkpoint. With, like, no timer penalty. Yeah, so it kind of allows us our own soft version of fast travel, since this game's fast travel method is usually just, like, you have to find one of the elevators and use it. And there are a lot more checkpoints than there are elevators. But now we have, coming up to the first boss, I'm going to fall into it using this rock. There we go. So the bosses in this game really push that, like, rhythm combat idea to the extreme. They're not really, I can't defeat them any faster. I just kind of have to survive the sequence. So I'm just going to let y'all enjoy this one.
Yeah, is this guy okay?
No.
Oh.
Every time I land a parry, my score multiplier goes up, and every time I deal a hit, I get points. You can see, like, the little score on the left, on the right. I know my directions.
It seems incredibly satisfying when you can get everything perfectly.
Yes, it very much is.
It's getting a little Elden Ring.
These are, like, not easy, honestly.
You're making it look incredibly easy.
Yeah, that's because I played the game a lot, though.
But it just goes to show how much practice really goes into stuff like this that some people may not realize.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a game that takes a lot of practice. I don't know if you can tell from just the movement of the first 5 minutes of the run, but, like, the gravity is very easy to just, like, get lost in, kind of. Like, actually aiming where you want to go and going there is very precise. And it's only going to get more precise. Our reward for beating this boss is going to be another item. Probably my favorite item in the game, and probably, like, everyone's, honestly. It's super cool. But for now, that was the end of the music, so I need to actually have the boss come down here so I can attack them. Oh, that's unfortunate. So, usually the saw blades, like, kind of bounce you up a little bit, and the boss will come down so you can actually hit him, but he did not. I tried to heal, I took damage on the same frame, so I did not actually get any healing from it. The healing got cut off, and I died before actually hitting, like, the kill on the phase that is supposed to be an intentional cooldown. So I hope you like this boss again.
Yeah, I'm into it.
You're supposed to get, like, a large... I don't know how to describe it. Also, there's a visual glitch. This chain is supposed to be gone.
This boss design reminds me of something, but I cannot figure out what it is.
I have no clue either.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give you more time to figure it out.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
Although I should probably not let this happen again.
Hopefully I'll figure it out. That's the only way you can progress, is if I figure it out.
I hope not. Well, not because I don't believe in you to figure it out, just because I would like to progress regardless.
Yeah. I really like the other mechanic you're using to traverse different planes, like the elevator thingy.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the what's it called from Portal 2? That thing, like I can't. My memory is so poor.
There we go. This time I have like a big lift in the air, so I'm kind of like bouncing on the saw blades a little. There we go. And I actually killed the boss this time.
Nice.
So our reward for beating this boss is going to be the needle and thread. Also, Sephiroth was sitting there. Don't worry about it. He's just chilling.
Sephiroth.
We'll see him more. So I got the needle and thread, which is a pretty cool physics item. And it's good for physics and nothing else. Pretty much it lets me like attach things to each other. Like I can create little strings between items. And it has a very fun side effect called if I use it in midair and latch onto an item, I kind of just get to be Spider-Man about it. It's really fun. Again, it's probably my favorite item in the game.
I love this Super Mario Galaxy sort of.
Yeah, no, these circular planets can be like weird to navigate on sometimes. I'm doing a very funny jump where I kind of have to be at a specific part of the sphere to get over here. That rhymed. But we're taking a little shortcut back to where the game started. At this point of the game, we have the first boss down. We're kind of on, I like to call it Hollow Knight mode, because to get to the final boss, we have like 3 objectives locked behind tough challenges that we can complete in any order. And Hollow Knight was the first game to be open-ended.
Yep, that's true. 100% it was.
Yeah. So I'm stepping into what is actually the, like, a little bit of the last area I'll be going to. Just because the shortcut to, like, break this one chain off of that sword is a much faster way to get there than actually doing it in the area itself.
Really?
Yeah. It's a bit of a funny story, but you're not going to see that area until the end of the game now.
Aww.
But you'll see other areas.
Ah.
I just have to defeat these squids to open the door behind me. I'm trying to lure them over here so that I just don't have to move as much, because this is the door they open. And then you're going to see me use the needle and thread like normal. Like, this is the puzzles it's used for. You drag objects around. And we are going to enter a new area with that, the Red Desert, which looks really cool, honestly.
Ooh.
And then we don't have too much to do here. There's not like a major objective here. There's just like an item that I really want. So I'm going to make my way to this save point, and then we're going to do one of the trickier puzzles in the run. There's this soccer ball. If you can see like the little grassy area, that was perfect pretty much. The little grassy area, the soccer ball cannot have its gravity shifted. It will always gravitate to the direction that makes like the grassy area the floor. And I need to talk to her a second time here. There we go. So you have to drag it in with the needle and thread. And for doing that, we get the 2.5-pound plate, which is a really, really good movement item. I can make it under. Dang, it just barely didn't. So we can use that here, and you'll notice it's kind of like the stomp. The good thing about the stomp is that the farther we stomp down, the like more kind of speed we can jump out of it. So it allows us to get grounded really quickly and then like reward that with a bunch of momentum.
This is incredibly satisfying to watch, and
Yeah.
I gotta play this.
It's such a fun game. Trying to get to the save point here. There it is. And then I'm going to go up here, lock my gravity, and we're going to do one of my favorite tricks in the run because it skips one of my least favorite puzzles in the run. Usually you would have to do this like puzzle where you set up this block and then like go through this tunnel and do a really annoying combat section. But I have a fun alternative to a really annoying combat section. I'm going to use this platform to hook this enemy, like, to fight me through this wall. I said, where are you going? There we go. There we go, now we're fighting him through the wall. And then I'm gonna get the block to where I want it to be. And I need to be a little safe here, because I do not have a heal right now. So instead of doing this, so there's like enemies right there that will like start the little like gate opening sequence with the polyrhythms that want me dead, and I don't want them to want me dead. So I'm trying very carefully to
Who
avoid
does?
Okay, this is not good either. Did the gate that I need to open? No. Why? Okay. So I was supposed to hit a save point, which would reload my heals, but I think I grabbed the map next to the save point, but did not successfully hit the save point. So we're gonna do this, and that will drag the block over for a long enough time that it opens this gate for me to destroy this chain. I didn't hit the save point, I said that, so saving and quitting would be a big time loss, so I need to get out of here the normal way, which is this corner. And I'm going to save. That's something that's like actually like really potentially harmful about this run, is that like most save points that I go to just have the map right next to them, and it's very easy to grab the map and like think like, okay, I pressed the interact button near the save point and something happened. And you did not save the game. But thankfully I was able to tell due to my lack of having a heal that I did not actually save the game. So we're going to, after breaking both of those chains, I'm going to be able to get the handy wrench, which unfortunately, unlike the 2.5-pound plate, is not like a very, like movement useful item. It is more strictly a puzzle item, but it's a pretty fun item. It's pretty fun to summon a giant hand for no discernible reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, at this point, we've already gotten all of the extra items we're going to need for the run. I've gotten the plate and the wrench. So now it's mostly just going to be a rush to the 3 areas that I mentioned to fight the 3 bosses to, like, gain access to the end of the game. And unfortunately, I did this puzzle with a little bit of weird gravity, so I'm just going to swing over here. We get introduced to electricity in this area, which is just like, you can use the needle and thread and connect things to a battery, and it will create a current, which is one of the more complicated parts of this game casually, I'd say, because a big draw of a lot of these puzzles is going to be that if your circuit gets interrupted by a solid object, it does not conduct electricity. So I have to do these. I'm stuck under a bookcase. I have to like set these puzzles up pretty. No, I'm normal. Yeah, I'm good.
You're
Okay.
normal, eh?
And then I just have to do that. Yeah, so you have to set up these circuits in a pretty specific way so that they don't get interrupted. This one has to stay uninterrupted for long enough, even, that the gate will open and I can break the little light here. And now we're almost onto the second boss of the run. I just need to do one more set of puzzles here. So there's going to be another, just do this chain correctly. This one can be annoying because, like, the order you have to do things, they can very much interrupt each other, and these enemies like following you. So I'm gonna set up this next puzzle. This one is genuinely one of the ones that can trip me up more because the timing can be kind of precise. We set up this, like, pendulum to swing through our electrical current to, like, quickly toggle it off and back on. You can see the gate I'm trying to dash through changing, but I keep timing it wrong. There we go.
Nice.
And then I'm going to well to the last little moon here, and I will be able to make my way to the next boss. My gravity toggles are very freaky. There we go.
Woo!
We can fall down there and make our way to the next boss fight. This is a really important boss fight for today of all days.
Oh.
Because we're going to be laying on the beach with our full goth outfit on.
It's like a beach episode.
And happy Mother's Day!
Oh, happy Mother's Day!
And the game calls her the mother, and let's just say they're not lying. She's gonna strike me with lightning soon. But I also want to give a shout outs to, I mentioned a lot of like the dodging segments in this game that are fairly polyrhythmic. This boss theme is in 5/4. And it's only gonna get weirder from here. So this is also the part of the game where the game would maybe expect you to have some health upgrades. Your default health is 5 hearts. These lightning strikes deal 4.
Oh no!
Yeah. Thankfully, that is the only phase with lightning strikes, and that is like the most damaging attack in the fight.
Space whale.
The lasers in this phase deal 3, but you're not very common to get hit by them as long as you just keep moving. And to keep moving, you have to do like one of my favorite set pieces in the game.
Whoa, my goodness.
Yeah. I'm gonna be right in this laser spot. We're good. I had a heal. And this phase doesn't have any attacks that do incredible amount of damage. I just have to not get hit by every attack in the game. That's art. I'm also, while this phase is happening, looking for like the door out of here so that I can just kind of camp next to it.
Oh yeah.
There we go. I can't get into it early, like I can't skip the cutscene that would happen at the end of this fight. I do have to like wait for her to talk to me after her death animation, but I can just leave as soon as that's over. And from now on, every boss we beat is going to give us an extra heal, so the game is going to get hopefully safer as we go on. But I'm saying that as the next area we go to is what I consider to be the hardest area in the run. So this is the scary part for sure. We do have to get on this train and leave. And the Sephiroth-looking guy talked to us a little bit, so that's a big improvement.
Yeah, what's that guy's deal?
There's a lot.
Oh no. Is he a brooding bad boy?
I don't know. I'm gonna be real. It's a lot. But we are going to make our way out of this place. There is a elevator I activated earlier under the Snowfield Bridge, and that is like the MVP of elevators in the speedrun. We are going to use it so much to like get to the other 2 areas in the run. For now, though, we are entering the Nothing Factory, which is, like I mentioned before, I think this is the hardest part of the run. There is a lot of really weird puzzles and a lot of enemies that like hate your guts in this area. It also has some like very tricky timings to a lot of its puzzles. Like this one, you're gonna see I have to use the handy wrench to switch this dial between summer and winter mode, and that freezes the like water block that I have. And so a lot of these puzzles are going to involve like timing that to do it at just the right time. and there's still a guy shooting at me with his lasers, like 2 doors over. But at this point, I'm through the biggest navigational hurdle of the area. I just have to do these last few puzzles. So I'm gonna hit this switch, save and quit, and then we're gonna turn this big dial to open another puzzle room. This one is one of the trickiest ones in the game, for sure. Let me fall into it correctly. The idea here is that... Oh, I'm on a really funny tilt. Okay.
Whoa,
yeah,
whoa,
okay.
whoa.
Follow it back down. I'm gonna try and stabilize myself again. There we go. The idea here is that there's this, like, block. It's up there. And you're supposed to navigate it through this entire lava tunnel and, like, stay on top of it. But that's not very fast, so I'm just gonna, like, put gravity wells on the wall and try not to careen into the lava repeatedly. I'm also gonna try and start this parry sequence here. Like, well falling onto the platform that I'm trying to destroy by parrying. It's very particular, and if you don't hit it, you just have to, like, wait for the next opportunity of the parry sequence to start. But that was pretty good. I am actually really happy with how that went. And then, you're gonna save and quit because you turned the hand crank too far and didn't open the door properly. Hello? Okay,
Hello?
Oh, okay. I went way over the pit I was trying to fall into. This last puzzle is not very, very difficult compared to everything else we've done here, which is very, very difficult. So it thankfully is a little bit of a reprieve to how challenging this area is otherwise. But I need to line up this well correctly to actually, like, grab this block I'm trying to get, and there we go. That's going to be the last puzzle before I make it to the next boss fight. So that was pretty good. Like I said, I think between the lava puzzle and, like, the navigation to the hand mechanism, this might be one of the trickiest parts of the run. So I'm really glad it went fairly good, all things considered. And now we are going to make our way to the third boss.
Whoa.
We're in a giant sandbox. There's a really cool sand castle. This scared me the first time I played the game. Check this guy out.
Whoa!
I said I liked this game for getting polyrhythmic and shouting out the last boss song for being in 5/4. This one is in 7/8.
I'm gonna pretend to be, like, wowed by that because I'm not a music person at all. Whoa!
Pretty much, musicians already are bad at counting to 4 as if it's not their job or something.
Okay.
Imagine counting to 7.
Oh! Whoa!
So I want to end this phase near the, like, this wall of the sandbox, because we are about to get to one of the only parts of a boss fight in this game you can actually speed up. This worm, snake, that's what the animal is called, is going to start spawning during this cutscene, and I can actually move during that cutscene. So I set myself up to just kind of, like, fall onto it while it's coming out of the ground. So that I can just start doing my thing. I have to destroy these 3 bits, like these 3 purple cores, and then a weak point will appear on its head. And like I said, this is one of the few parts of a boss fight in this run that, like, actually how fast you do it matters. So this has been pretty alright. Once the weak point on the... Where am I? There we go. Once the weak point on the head spawns, like, the entire head is vulnerable. So, like, I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. That's unfortunate. This arena is really weird to get back on if you mess it up. But I can probably just hook myself to this wall. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty good.
It's nice that there's not a timer on this.
No, yeah. I've been stuck here for minutes. But this is the last phase of the fight. It's back to just kind of being an auto-scroller. And that is the end of the fight.
Yay!
That is a really fun fight. Again, I love the 7-8. It's such a fun rhythm to play with.
Oh no, high school.
Yeah. It's okay, we'll get out of here.
Oh, yay. The train. I've been watching a lot of guy rides a train videos on YouTube. So I'm looking at this train and I'm like, whoa, it's the guy on YouTube.
Unfortunately, no, like, nothing interesting is gonna happen on the train. We're not gonna get into a rap battle in the middle of the train.
Aww.
This is not New York, unfortunately. I guess it depends how much you want to be in New York City at any given time.
All the time, baby. New York City, greatest city in the world, baby.
They have the Mets.
Yeah, the Mets.
My family grew up as like a Mets fan family, and I think that's why they grew to just kind of be disappointed all the time in everything. I love the Mets.
I love Mr. Met.
So now we're heading into the last area in the game. That enemy just got uked by my gravity well. Sorry, buddy. You're quite there now. We have to make a little music note here, and it'll spawn me into this area. And this is going to be the Gambler's Palace. Remember when I dipped into like a random looking area for like 5 seconds earlier? We're so back. This area is pretty interesting because it weirdly has these like card sets that
Wait, like Balatro?
Yeah. We use them as keys in this dungeon. So we are going to have to grab 2 of them. And then the main draw of this area is a lot of laser light puzzles. So
that's so cool.
I have to do a lot of fun mirror stuff. This mirror is not far enough that way. There we go. Oh, what is happening to my mirrors? Hello? That's better. Trying to reflect all of this into this prism to turn it pink so that this gate opens. I can grab the gloves and I can quit. At this point, I just need to... I broke like one of the swords when I did that one dip in here like 20 minutes ago. I just broke that one right there, and now that I have these 2 card sets, there are 2 more swords I need to break to drop a chandelier onto this like glass floor, and that will give me access to the boss fight of the area. So I'm going to do a really fun strat here. I'm just going to grab this mirror, keep holding onto it. Usually you're supposed to use this like little block above me to like change when the block is reflecting so you can move through that gate. But I just kind of like keep holding onto it and just like move it myself so that I can get through both parts of that electric gate. And that brings us to the last puzzle of the run. And oh goodness, is this the last puzzle of the run?
Is it a doozy?
Yeah, so here's the deal. I need to, there's a block in here. This block is the key block, so it needs to be moving a specific direction at a specific part of the area for me to unlock the gate with the sword. I need to reflect it to this light to break this green bit. I'm going to move this mirror so it's out of the way. I need the block to get dragged over here. And I'm going to drag it onto this reflection point. You can see the little brown area like on the floor there. That's where the game wants the blocks to rest to be able to reflect the red light that I'm about to open the door to. So I'm going to finish up that thing I just said I was doing, moving the block over here by pushing it upwards. And then the red light is going to reflect into this prism. From here, I'm going to get a good angle, and then I'm going to use the red light to break this red door here, and put it on the pink switch for later. Now I'm gonna try navigating 2 blocks like at the same time pretty much, if this block will like listen to me. There we go. They don't like listening. And I'm going to try and navigate this block out back into that reflection point the other block was using, while getting the first block into position to unlock the door that I need. So it's going to go here, it's going to go here. This block needs to go this way, and that adjusted my gravity. There we go. And then this block is going to... hello? There we go. And then I'm going to do this. And then this is going to become purple, which is going to put a gate, like, where that block is, so that I can make it face to the direction that it needs to be to power the switch, and actually be close enough to the switch to power it. And that's the last puzzle in the game! From here on, it's mostly just going to be boss fights. So I'm going to get my items that I would want for the end game, and I'm going to stomp down here. Like I mentioned, there was a chandelier that just like broke a giant piece of glass that was down here. And we are going to head to boss number 4. Yeah, this game is complicated. Thankfully, there's like a hint phone out here that like, usually the hint phone gives you like an abstract clue. That one kind of just tells you how to do it. Like, it doesn't tell you how to do it, but it kind of tells you, like, step by step what you're looking for.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Now this is the cannibal. If I miss one of these parries and he shoots me, it kills me.
He shouldn't be doing all that.
Okay, he has a sword. Yeah, no, that is the only attack in the game if you don't have any health upgrades, is strong enough to one-shot you. Also, I like this fight. If you see the little metronome in the corner, it is only counting to 4, but it drags a little bit on 4. And then here it's going to start counting to 3. This song is in...
Clover Pit?
Yes. So you might think that this song, it just like changes from 4-4 to 3-3. No, the reason it was dragging on 4 and now it's like perfectly in 3 now, is because this whole song is in 9-8. If you thought
Pretending
counting
to
to
be...
7 was hard, try counting to 9.
Whoa, that's obscene.
I can't count to 9.
I can only count to 6, 7.
So true. So this fight I like to be careful on. I think this is one of the fights that can most easily spiral. Like, if you, like, fail one dodge, you're just kind of, like, really thrown off. So... But at this point, it's just going to be parrying cards at the right time. Which I got him stuck behind the wall a little bit, so he was just throwing them into the wall.
Come back here.
And, this boss is going to have full health, but we just need to beat it down. The score that you get on a boss fight does not at all, like, influence how much health they have at the end. That's just kind of a scripted thing. I know a friend of mine was theorizing that that might be the case, but it's not. So, like, high-scoring the bosses in a run, I usually just do it for fun, because it's fun. But, that boss is scary. Like I said, that boss, I think, has the biggest propensity to spiral out of control if you get hit once. So I usually play it the safest of the 4. So now, we are going to wait here a little bit, because I'm going to get to this elevator way too fast. There's going to be a cutscene where, like, Stephanie is like, okay, cool. There it is. And we're going to teleport to the final boss. So, I haven't really talked about the story of this game, and I don't really know how to. But the idea is that this is like a weird pocket dimension that everyone got sent to because they like answered some like spam survey about like one of their biggest regrets in life or something.
Uh-oh. Can't be doing that.
Yeah. And the bosses we fighting are just the people who've been, like, losing their minds because of it.
Oh.
But after the 4th boss, we think we've figured out our own answer. So we go to confront Wonder, the big, like, boss of the, like, dimension. Wonder is a 5-phase fight here that is a little weird because there are 5, like, theme phases that, like, can play in any order. And some of them are harder than others. So I like to see some of the harder ones first. Unfortunately, I haven't really gotten that. I usually like to start with either the chess fight or the boxing match, because those are the ones that, kind of similar to the cannibal, I think can spiral the most.
I don't think this is how you play chess.
I don't think so either.
I mean, I'm no grandmaster, you know, but...
I didn't take damage during the chess fight, thank goodness.
Whoa!
So we're saving the boxing match for last, which again, I think is one of the scarier ones. But I've been doing pretty good. I didn't get hit during the chess fight at all, so... I am going to, like, have 2 heals for the boxing match.
Get him.
I'll get him.
Music is so great.
Okay, cool. I nailed that. So now, after our fight with Wonder, we're back.
Come to Brazil!
Yeah. Actually, you shouted at the music, and I do want to take a moment to shout out Marco, the main dev of this game, who also did the music and is from Brazil, and also did the everything else. You'll see once we get to the credits.
Phenomenal.
But yeah, we're like free. We're out of the thing, and we have a headache because the universal sign of the headache is a hand to the forehead. And also getting on a train with a headache. But this is the real world. It's totally real. It's the realest world I've ever been in.
Looks real to me.
Yeah. We're gonna do just normal, real world stuff. Just normal.
Like drive
just
a car.
Completely normal, real world stuff.
Hang on.
Just normal.
Hang on.
What's up? Is something wrong?
Yeah, so I didn't realize I was gonna be watching Spider-Man.
What do you think the point of the like thread item was? To not be watching Spider-Man?
Ah, you got me. Got him.
Alright, so the one, like, flashing lights warning of the run, by the way. This area is bright. So this is the final confrontation. There are 2 parts, and the first one is the only other part of a boss fight in this game we can speed up. We have to destroy these, like, 5 pieces here by, like, falling over to them, pretty much. So... there's a lot of floating, there's a lot of mid-air dashing. The speed at which your dash restores when you used it is actually based on the tempo of the music in the area you're in. So we can dash a lot in this area. Oh, I landed on something. I pressed the wrong button, but I still landed on something. Okay. Where is... Oh, I did destroy it. Okay, cool. This fight is really easy to lose track of things.
It's so... a lot.
Yeah. But we just need to get 2 more. One is over... Where is the other one? It's over there. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that one, I think. I'm gonna fall now. Now? Yeah, perfect. And time will be about, like, 1 minute and 15 seconds from when I destroy the final piece. The last part of the game is just gonna be another, like, musical set encounter. So 1 minute and 15 seconds from, like, right here. I just have to survive this. You know this is the final boss because the boss theme is called Metro Gravity, and that's the name of the game.
Whoa. It's just like that other game. Megalo, whatever.
I was just gonna say Undertale straight up, so we had a similar idea.
Yeah. It's
because you know the song named Undertale in that game is the final boss song. It's true.
Yeah. Everybody
right.
clap your hands.
That clap is the last thing we can take damage to. New high score. I usually just attack a lot at the end there, so I can tell when we stop gaining points. When no,
Wait.
It's fine. It's a dream. It's a dream. It's
Okay.
a lot going on. Time in 3, 2, 1. Time.
Yay! GG! Great run!
Thank you. Yeah, outside of the unfortunately redoing a boss due to... There was a patch to this game. I'm gonna blame... This is what I'm gonna blame. There was a patch that I think changed the physics of that, like, saw blade part. Because it changed something else. I know it changed something else, so I'm blaming the patch. But other than that death, that was actually a really good run. I was really happy with that. Again, this game is tricky. It takes a lot to master because there's things happening all over the place. So I'm really happy with that. This is a really cool game, and you should play it yourself. There is so much of this game I did not do, and we also did not read the dialogue. So the story is still something you can figure out. Here, if I go to my... Yeah, this was I completed 26% of the game in the Glitchless run. So, there is still so much video game that you can play if you play this game yourself. It's $13, not on sale. And as you saw from the credits, I accidentally opened the YouTube page. Yeah, everything. Everything.
Thank you, Marco.
Shout out to Marco. This game is great. But yeah, that's about all I have. Thank you all, everyone, for being here. If you want to find me, I'm on Twitch and Blue Sky as just LaurieDBunnykins, or whatever the Blue Sky after handle is. You know how it is. And I mean, I don't do much, but if you want to find me, it'd be cool. So, thank you all so much for watching.
Thank you so much for that fantastic run of Metro Gravity. That was spectacular. You know what else is spectacular, everyone? Knowing what we have going on with Lady Arcaders. Very, very soon, next month, we've got 2 days full of video games and fun planned for Lady Arcaders Out of Bounds Toronto. Je ne parle pas français. So make sure to join us here on Twitch or in person at Taco Taco in Toronto, Canada on June 14th and 15th for some amazing showcases from our community. We're very, very excited to be putting on this show with the help of over 50 members of the community, both remote and in person. For more details, including the fantastic event schedule, type !OOB3 in chat, or check out the event page at ladyarcaders.com, ldy.gg/OOB3. And as always, remember, submissions for Attract Mode are always open. So if you enjoyed what you just watched, or maybe you want to show off a game of your own, head on over to ldy.gg/start to send in your showcase pitches. We want to see the games you adore, and it doesn't have to be a video game. If you were watching this past Thursday, Varn and I, we just played the dulls, the daily games. If you've got something you want to show off, maybe it's a rhythm game or cooking, or you've got the Stardew Valley cookbook and you want to cook for that. Anything you can think of, as long as you can tangentially kind of relate it to video games, we would love to have you. Next time on Attract Mode, it's a hedgehog. It's a fox with 2 tails? Or is it a robbo? The Sonic franchise has a ton of characters, but how many do you know? In this new game show from our very own Pakal, we intend to find out. So tune in on Thursday, May 14th at 9 p.m. Eastern and guess that Sonic character. That may be it for today's Attract mode, but the video game action does not stop because we are raiding into RE_Doc19. That's RE_Doc19. Playing Claire Obscure, working on runs to submit to Flame Fatales. So please go ahead and stick around for that. And you can use our raid message for that one. Thank you all so much again for hanging out with us today, and we'll see you next time.